Information is crucial to making the right decisions and avoid getting into trouble in Costa Rica. My name is Roger Peterson, a Costa Rican attorney, and in this video, I'm going to do a tutorial on how to search for public records at the Costa Rica National Registry. The National Registry is the national recording office where you're going to find all the information about real estate titles and liens, cars, company filings, and much more. For those of you that are new to the channel, I provide information for those of you that are interested in moving, living, retiring, or doing business in Costa Rica. In this video, I'm going to go over the structure of the National Registry. What are the different sections and what do they do? How do you set up an account to search online for public records? How do you purchase online certifications and reports? Then we're going to go into specific examples of property searches, vehicle searches, and company searches so that you can get a clear overview of how to efficiently search this database. Okay, let's dive in and review what kind of information you can obtain from our National Registry. Now, the National Registry is divided into 6 sections. So, number 1, the Property Registry. This is where you're going to find all the documents that relate to real estate transactions or property rights, such as title deed transfer, mortgages, other liens and encumbrances that affect real estate. Number 2, the Movable Property Registry. In this section, you're going to find all the documents related to title and security interest on movable property, such as vehicles, motorcycles, boats. The third one, legal entities. In this section, you're going to find the Company Registration Database, which is the recording of all Costa Rican companies or foreign companies with subsidiaries in Costa Rica. It also records any modifications or changes to company structure and management. You're also going to find the Powers of Attorney section here as well. The 4th section is the Industrial Property Registry. This section deals with all industrial patents. Then the 5th one is Copyright and Trademark Registry, where you're going to find everything related to copyright and trademarks that have been registered in Costa Rica. And finally, the 6th one is the Catastro. This is the Survey Plat Map Registration section. So any title property in Costa Rica must have a corresponding survey that goes with the title. And this is where those surveys are going to be recorded. So now that you know what is available from the National Registry, the next step is going to be to set up an account so that you can access the different registries that we described above. I'm using Google Chrome since it translates the site to English for purposes of this overview. To set up the account on rnpdigital.com, you're going to head over to their website. Here it is on the screen for you. You're going to go to the section here, which says certifications and free consultations. You're going to click on that right there. That's going to take you into the create account section. So first, you're going to register for the first time. Okay, if you don't have an account, this is where you're going to go first. To create your free account, just enter in all the information that's being requested. So they want your name, they want your last name, they want your second last name. In Costa Rica, we use our mother's maiden name as our second last name. They want a telephone number for you. They want an email. They want you to re-enter the email, create your password, enter your password again, then agree on the terms and conditions, and that would be it. Now that you have your account created, just go back to this section here where it says login for registered users, enter your email, enter your password, and then get into the system. Now in the left-hand corner, you've got all these options. To avoid confusion, the main ones that you're going to be working with are first, free consultations. Okay, so free consultations means that you can search any of these sections, and these are totally free searches. I will go over these sections in much more detail in just a minute here, but I first wanted to point out that the other section you're going to work with is when you need to purchase something. So you go to the shopping cart, and there you can purchase different certifications from all the registries. Again, we'll go over these in more detail. So let's start from the beginning and start with the free consultations. So here you are in the free consultation section of the National Registry. So the first part that we have here is the property section, real estate. The main queries that you're going to be using are query by property number. That means that if you have the title number of the property, you'll be able to do a search of that property with that number. The other ones that you can that are pretty common are you can search by the identification number of a person or a company right here. You can also search by the name of a person or a company in this section here. You can also search property tax values here, as well as the history of a property right here. We'll come back and do some searches so you can have examples. Next, we have the movable property section. This, of course, is going to be the first one. It says aircraft, boats, and of course, here's your vehicle search section as well. You can also search here by identification number and by name of person or companies as well. Now, in both the property and the movable property, you can also search for liens and encumbrances, as you can see here, liens and mortgages, and in the movable property, the same thing, consultation of encumbrances. The next one is the survey map survey section, a catastro. So here, for example, you can search for the either the survey map number, or if you enter the title number for the property, it'll tell you what survey maps are tied to that property. The next section, which they translate here to legal persons, is really the company section. So here's where you're going to be searching for company information. You can query by the company name, and that will give you information about that particular company. So everything you need to know related to Costa Rican companies is in this section right here. And in this final section is where you're going to find all the information about trademarks and copyrights registered in Costa Rica. Now this is the free consultation section, but stay tuned because we're going to come back and do some personalized searches for property, movable property, and then companies, so you can get an idea of how each of these searches will function. But I want to switch really quickly now and talk a little bit about the paid section so you can understand how that works as well. Now, for the paid section, you have to go to the shopping cart. Now, the paid section, what they're going to issue you are certifications that are legally accepted by all government agencies in Costa Rica. So let's take a quick look at that. So you would go up here to the shopping cart. Let's say you wanted a real estate certification. Here's the options. The most common one is literal real estate. Literal means that they're going to certify the current condition of that property by you entering the title number. The costs are pretty reasonable. So you would add that to the shopping cart, and then you would pay with your credit card, and then the certification would be sent to you in a PDF. You also have the same options for movable goods certifications. So here you go, aircraft, vessel, cars, engines, so everything regarding movable properties as well. If you wanted legal entities, so here you go for literal by legal entity, by the name of the company, powers of attorney. So everything related to companies is going to be in this section, and you can purchase these right here. If you wanted to purchase a survey plan for a property, you could go to this section here which says scaled plans, and you would buy that in the real size, which is high resolution. If you didn't mind the resolution, you could then go to certification, and this just gives you a certification of the survey plan. So you have those two options related to survey plans for properties as well. Now we'll come back to the paid section here and do and request a certification so you can see how the whole process of ordering works and what you get back. But now let's switch gears, go back to the free section, the free consultations, run you through a couple of searches so you can get a good feel of how that system is going to work and the type of information you're going to receive. Okay, so here we are in the property section, and we're going to do just a basic title property search. So the first thing we're going to do is query by property number. We're going to look, you can look at all 7 provinces, San Jose, Alajuela, Cartago, Heredia, Guanacaste, Punta Arenas, Limón. Let's say we're looking in San Jose. We're going to enter the title number for a property. It's not a duplicate title. It's not a condominium. And it's a fee simple title. So that's all we have to enter. And then it's going to tell us the information about this property. It's going to tell us that it is a house. It's going to tell us it's located in San Isidro del General in Canton 19 of Pérez Celedón in the province of San Jose. It's going to give us all the boundaries, north, south, east, and west. It's going to give us the size of the property. It's going to give us the corresponding survey map to that property. It's going to give us the fiscal tax value for the property. In this section, it's going to tell us who the property owner for that property is, the date that the title was transferred. And then in this section, which is very important because it's going to tell us whether the property has any annotations, liens, or encumbrances. And so here we can see that it has hipoteca, is a mortgage. So it's got a mortgage lien on the property. And that would be the summary of the title search for that particular property. Now, if you didn't have the title number to a property, you could also come to this section here and search by either identification or by name. So by identification, you have a lot of options. You can search by identity card, by residency, driver's license, pensionado card number, passports, DMEX, company identification. So any of these options, you could enter them in this section here. For example, a passport, you would enter that right there, hit consultar, and you would get information about any properties owned by that individual or entity. You would use the same process for removable property. So for example, let's say we wanted to search a vehicle inquiry. So we have here by número de placa, that means by license plate number, chassis number, engine number, VIN number. You can do a search by any of those. You can also search by type of vehicle right here. So any private vehicle would be particular. Let's say we enter a license plate, and then that would tell us the following information. It would tell us everything about the vehicle, the type of vehicle, when it was registered, the contract value, and everything like that. It would give us characteristics about the engine. It would tell us the property owner of that vehicle, and then it would tell us that it has any liens or any annotations. In this case, it says no. And then it also would tell us if it had any tickets or infractions to the transit laws right here. On the property survey map section, if you wanted to review the information on a survey map, let's say you have the title number of the property, then you would enter that right here, and then that would tell us all the information related to the survey for that property. So it would tell us that this is the survey number. It would give us all the background history as to how that survey was created. Now again, if you wanted to have a physical copy of the actual survey, you would have to go to the paid section there and buy either a certification or the image of that survey map. Now for company information, you can do a query with the name of the company. So if you're looking for a company called Green Paradise, for example, you would enter the name of Green Paradise, you would search, and it would give you all the companies that have either the name Green associated with Paradise in them right over here. And if you wanted to look in more detail, you would click that, and it would tell you the information about that particular company. Now for companies, you're going to find that if you want really much more detail about the company, you're going to have to go to the paid section. So let's take a look at that and jump over there. Because for example, let's say the most common thing that they request here in Costa Rica for your company is called a personería jurídica. That is a certificate of corporate standing. So either that one or the literal de personas jurídicas, that is an exact printout of everything related to the company. Those two are the most commonly requested documentations when you're trying to prove who's the manager or the composition of your company. So to get that certificate of standing, you're going to have to click here on where it says legal status. You're going to pay the 3,425 colones, add it to your basket. It's going to come down here, one, and then you're going to hit comprar, purchase it, and that's going to take you to a third-party pay page. You're going to enter your email, then you're going to enter your type of identification. If you don't have residency or anything like that in Costa Rica, then you enter your passport number, your document, name, telephone number, and then you're going to hit continue. Then you're going to wrap up here by entering your credit card information, date of expiration, your security code, and then you're going to hit continue. Now, once the payment is confirmed as successful, then it's going to take you to the confirmation page, and you hit the button there where it says utilizar. That means you can use the certification. You enter the information of the company that you're looking for the certification right here. You click generate, and then it will print out the certificate of standing for that company. This certificate of corporate standing can be used at any government office that requests it from you. Now you use exactly the same process to purchase in any of the other sections that require payment, whether it's the movable sections, the survey maps, the companies, or the real estate section here. If they're payouts, it's going to be exactly the same process. So by now we've reviewed both the free consultations where everything that you can check and review is provided for free, and also if you wanted more details or extensive reports, then you can purchase them in the section that we just reviewed. Now I wanted to go over one last section that's also pretty relevant. Okay, the final section I want to talk about is called certification of images. This means that you can actually purchase the microfilm of a document. So for example, let's say you purchase some real estate, but you can't find the original deed that was drafted when you purchased that real estate. The way you could obtain that is you would have to enter the book and entry number for that transaction. Now, where do you get that? You'd have to get that from the title report. So let's look at that step, and then we'll come back and get the document. Okay, so let's say we wanted to obtain a copy of the deed for this property right here. Okay, the way you get that information is right where it says property owner. You would scroll all the way down until it says presentación. Presentación is the data that was stamped on the deed that created the record. So in this case, it is at book number 558, and the entry is number 19,768. Okay, so that gives us the information we now have to be able to purchase this certification of images. Okay, so here we are back at the image certification page, and we're looking for a copy of the deed of registered real estate. Now we know that the book number is 558, and the entry was 19,768, and we're going to have it search. So now it tells us that the images are 8 pages, and there's an extra page. There's 9 pages in total, and the amount due to purchase this is going to be 6,400 colones. So if we want to buy it, we just click on buy, and it's going to take you right back to that purchase page that you're already familiar with. Then you would receive an email telling you that the document you requested, the certification of the image, is in your inbox. I hope you have found this tutorial on how to search for public records in the National Registry helpful, and if you have any questions or comments, let me know. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe so I can continue to bring you more videos, and see you on the next one.